Every night after the city lights dimmed and the tall glass buildings fell silent, Maya quietly entered the CEO's office. She wasn't supposed to be noticed, just another janitor among hundreds in the skyscraper. But while others cleaned mindlessly, Maya worked with care, polishing the desk where dreams were signed into million-dollar deals. She often whispered to herself, "One day, maybe my daughter will sit at a desk like this." Her 8-year-old daughter, Lily, waited at home, doing homework on a second-hand kitchen table. Maya often left little notes for her, small promises that tomorrow would be brighter. One Thursday night, exhausted and late, Maya didn't notice Lily had slipped something into her cleaning bag. When she reached the CEO's office, she found a small envelope labeled, "To the man who owns this big desk." Maya smiled, thinking it was just another one of Lily's make-believe games. But before she could stop herself, she left it on the desk, thinking she'd pick it up later. The next morning, Ethan Cole, the company's hard-faced CEO, walked in and found the tiny envelope sitting neatly beside his schedule. He frowned, curious, and opened it. Inside, written in a child's handwriting, were the words that froze him. "Dear Mr. Boss, please be kind to my mommy. She's the best cleaner, but she cries when she thinks no one can hear." Ethan's world, and his heart, suddenly stood still. Ethan sat frozen in his leather chair, the little letter trembling between his fingers. He read it again, slower this time. "Please be kind to my mommy. She cries when she thinks no one can hear." The words pierced deeper than any business deal or loss he had ever faced. For the first time in years, he looked around his grand office, spotless, shining, cared for. Someone had done this quietly, every night, while he sat in luxury and complained about deadlines. Curiosity gripped him. He called the night supervisor and asked, "Who cleans my office?" The man hesitated. No one ever heard the CEO ask such questions. "Sir, that would be Maya Thompson. Single mom. Works double shifts. Never late." That night, Ethan stayed late, pretending to finish work. When Maya entered, startled to find him still there, she froze, mop in hand. "I'm sorry, sir," she stammered. "I didn't know you'd be working late. I'll come back later." But Ethan's voice softened. "Maya, wait. Did your daughter write me a letter?" Her face went pale. "Oh no. Lily must have. I'm so sorry, sir. She didn't mean to bother you." He stood and handed her the letter gently. "It didn't bother me. It reminded me of something I forgot, how it feels to care." Maya's eyes shimmered with tears. For years, she had been invisible, just another worker in the background. But at that moment, someone finally saw her. Ethan looked at her tired hands, her weary eyes, and asked quietly, "Would you tell me more about Lily?" And for the first time in a long time, Maya smiled, a small, fragile smile filled with hope. Maya hesitated before answering, unsure if this sudden kindness was real. "Lily's 8, she finally said softly. "She loves to draw, says one day she'll design tall buildings like this." Her voice trembled. "But I can barely afford her school supplies. Still, she never complains, she just dreams." Ethan listened, truly listened, in a way he hadn't done with anyone in years. The exhaustion in Maya's voice, the quiet pride she carried, it stirred something buried deep inside him. He thought of his own mother, who had scrubbed floors so he could attend business school. He had promised himself he'd never forget where he came from, but somewhere along the way, he had. "Would it be all right if I met her?" he asked gently. Maya blinked in disbelief. "Meet her? Sir, I don't think." "I insist," Ethan interrupted with a kind smile. "I owe her a thank you." A few evenings later, Maya nervously brought Lily to the office building. The little girl's eyes widened as she looked up at the glass towers reaching for the stars. When they entered the CEO's office, Lily froze, the same desk from her mother's stories. Ethan knelt beside her. "You must be Lily. I got your letter." Her cheeks turned pink. "Oh, did Mommy get in trouble?" He smiled. "No, sweetheart. Your letter made me realize how special your mommy is." Lily's face brightened. "I told you, Mommy. You're the best cleaner in the world. Maya covered her mouth, trying not to cry. Ethan chuckled softly, but his eyes glistened. That night, something unexplainable happened. A bond formed between the lonely CEO, the hard-working mother, and her hopeful little girl. It was the beginning of a change none of them saw coming. Over the next few weeks, Ethan found excuses to visit the night shift, always at the same time Maya cleaned. Sometimes he brought coffee, other times, he just watched in quiet admiration. The once cold CEO now looked forward to those brief, humble conversations about life, family, and dreams. Maya noticed the change too. Ethan was softer now, more human, greeting employees, asking about their days. The letter had done something remarkable. It reminded him of the power of kindness. One Friday evening, Ethan called Maya into his office. She entered nervously, wiping her hands on her apron. On his desk lay a small folder. Maya, he began gently. I've been thinking about Lily. She's bright, and she deserves every chance to chase her dreams. He slid the folder toward her. Inside were school admission papers for one of the best private academies in the city, and a full scholarship in Lily's name. Maya gasped, her eyes filling instantly. Sir, I can't accept this. It's too much. Ethan shook his head. It's not charity. It's gratitude. Your daughter reminded me what truly matters. Maya covered her face, tears slipping through her fingers. For years she'd worked unseen, unheard, and now someone had given her daughter a future. When Lily found out, she jumped into her mother's arms. Mommy! I can go to the big school, she squealed. Maya nodded through tears. Yes, baby. The nice man from the tall building made it happen. And as Ethan watched from afar that night, something inside him healed, a loneliness he hadn't realized was so deep. Because sometimes, it isn't success that saves us, it's love that finds us when we least expect it. Months passed, and the once silent office building began to feel different. Ethan smiled more, his employees whispered about how the boss had changed. He no longer rushed through life. He paused to notice people, to ask names, to thank those who worked behind the scenes. Maya continued her job, but with a lightness in her heart. Lily thrived at school, always drawing, always smiling. She often sent small letters to Ethan, thanking him for believing in Mommy. Each one found a quiet spot on his desk, framed beside his business awards. One snowy evening, Ethan stayed late again. The office was quiet, and for a moment, he missed the gentle sound of Maya's mop on the floor. Then he noticed a new envelope, a familiar one, sitting where it all began. He opened it, and read Lily's neat handwriting. Dear Mr. Boss, Mommy says I should dream big. So, when I grow up, I want to work here too. Maybe I'll have a big desk next to yours. Ethan laughed softly, his eyes misty. He turned and saw Maya standing by the door, smiling shyly. She made me promise to deliver it, she said. He walked toward her and said warmly, Tell her when that day comes, there'll always be a desk waiting. For a long moment, they stood there, two people from different worlds, connected by a child's innocent heart. As the snow fell outside the glass windows, Ethan looked around the same office where it all began. It wasn't just clean anymore. It was filled with warmth, humanity, and hope. And once again, a letter on a desk had changed a life, maybe even two.